Let me just, I hope you're well. For those of you that are new, my name is Tumi. We here at Definitely Tumi, we do lifestyle, we do travel, and, you know, all things in between. Okay. And to my, usual suspects, welcome. Okay, guys, so let us begin. So I'm gonna play you I think about 3 videos. As you saw from our thumbnail, this story just is not about, a blush. It's not a blush story. So, as you know, the makeup world can go crazy. So without further ado, I put something together. Let's
Shimmy brown like Gerst, deep rooted from birth. Other systems in condition lose their position. We act off sudden, the boats failing to check. I don't mean to disrespect.
All right. So before I start, I want to make it clear that this video is for commentary, discussion, and, it's not an educational purposes. Everything discussed in this video is based on publicly available information and social media posts, interviews, and new reporting available at the time of the recording. This video is not intended to harass, defame, or target anyone involved. The goal is to discuss a trending topic and explore the different perspective surrounding it. And as always, do your own research and form your own opinions. And let's get into it, guys. As I said, now let's get into this story. A blush launch has somehow turned into one of the biggest, beauty, let's just say, controversies in the internet. And let me just show you a clip before we start. This is Patrick Tar basically launching his new blush. Okay.
If you want to take your blush from beautiful to brighten, blurred, baddie, this is my brand new transition blush. So I'm going to show you guys how to achieve this look. This side, we only have a little bit of She's Vibrant on. So I'm just going in pressing motions. I'm going to apply this right onto the apples of the cheeks in order to give me that seamless blurred under eye. This is quite confident. This is a blurring blush formula. So when I was designing this, I really wanted the pigment level to be very low. So what you want to do is just take your transition blush brush and you want to seamlessly top your blush. And what this is going to do is going to marry everything together. All I'm doing is taking my transition blush shade and topping it off, giving you a really beautiful blurred blush effect. Sometimes I like to take a little powder puff and I'll take the lighter shade right here and use this and bake right into the inner corners, giving me like a really beautiful like ombre effect. That's why I gave you the options of having 2 transition blush shades. You can either use them separately or use them mixed together, creating your own blush cocktail. This is an ultra blurring formula. If you love blush, you're going to love this 3-step blush routine. This is transition blush and quite confident. Little look here and there, looking so fierce, looking so yummy.
Okay, had enough of Patrick. All right, guys. So you saw Patrick with his transitional blush, and everybody was going hoo-ha over Patrick. Now, let us watch. This other lady is, based in the UK. She's UK Nigerian, as you know. I'm married to a Nigerian, but I'm not going to be biased. Let us see her transition blush technique.
Hi, I'm Painted by Esther, and I'm going to be teaching you how to achieve my melted flush blush technique using Kosas Impressionist Multi-Stick. First, you want to really saturate the product to the back of your palm. Get it into your brush, place it on the highest point of your cheek, and then you pull it down just to blend any harsh edges. Step 2, you want to clean up the edges of your Kosas Revealer Concealer. Step 3, I'm going to take this cloud set, pour it into the palm of your hand, into the powder puff, get rid of any shine that you don't want. Step 4, you grab vibration, the back of your palm, tap back and forth. And then the final step is lips. You get a nice angled brush, tap the excess, start buffing right above your cupid's bow and feathering out. Show us your version of the melted.
So, sorry, I had to stop Esther there. But so Patrick Ta is basically facing a backlash, because Painted by Esther's supporters are demanding recognition. And, we'll talk about Jackie Aina, who is now being dragged into the conversation. And the beauty community is completely divided. But here's the thing. This isn't really about blush anymore. It's about influence, credit, recognition, and who gets rewarded when trends become profitable. Now let's talk about it. Who is Patrick Ta? For anyone unfamiliar with the beauty industry, Patrick Ta is one of the biggest celebrity makeup artists in the world. He's worked with celebrities like Gigi Hadid, Shea Michelle, and Rihanna Lima, and many others. He eventually launched, Patrick Ta Beauty, which became one of the most successful makeup brands in Sephora and online beauty spaces. Today, he's considered one of the most influential makeup artists in the industry. Okay. But then let's move on to Esther. Who is Esther? Who is she really? Her real name is Ngozi Esther Edeme. She's a Nigerian makeup artist based, as I said, in the UK. So over the last few years, she's also built a strong online following through her makeup tutorials and, signature blush, heavy glam looks. Many beauty lovers associate her, with helping popularize what became known online as, the transition blush, a technique that blends blush into an under eye, an area to create a soft gradient effect. Her work has been, featured on celebrities like Naomi Campbell, Kelly Rowlands, Love Kelly, and Viola, of course, Viola Davis, my favorite. And then let's move on to Jackie. Jackie Aina is also one of the most influential beauty creators on YouTube. So for years also, she has been known for advocating for diversity, inclusivity, and beauty. She's often challenged brands about, shade ranges, representation, and how Black creators are treated within the industry because, of the history. Many people naturally expected her to comment on the situation. The controversy started when Patrick Ta announced, as you saw, his new transition blush collection. The collection includes products designed, in a seamless gradient between, your concealer and your blush almost immediately. Yeah. People online connected the dots, as you saw, between what Esther has done, because she has been heavily associated with transition blush style for years. So critics obviously argue that Patrick Ta, used not only a similar technique, but also the language that closely resembled the terminology that Esther helped to popularize online. Yeah. Now, it's important to note Esther herself has repeatedly said that, she did not invent blush placement or claim ownership of the technique. Her issue appears to be centered around influence and recognition. So let us look at her response, and then I will also play Miss Iana in terms of where she comes into this whole picture as well. Okay, let's go ahead and play our queen. to find her first.
Hey guys, it's me, PBE, Esther. I'm honestly very nervous to make this video. Please forgive how I sound. I'm actually very ill. I've been ill for like past few days, so I've just been trying to recover. But obviously, given everything that's been spoken about, I was like, you know what? I might finally say something, because what I don't like is I don't like being scared to say things, because you know how easy it is for them to angry Black women, us. Like, I'm actually getting tired of constantly being spoken for and being scared to speak because I am a Black woman. And it's not even about being a victim. It's about, this is just how it is. The second you say something, you instantly look disgruntled and angry and all the things. I'm not angry. My life is amazing. God is good. I have a great life. I have great clients. I have great family. I have great friends around me. You know, I'm very happy and fulfilled, and it's taken me a long time to get here. I'm actually trying not to cry and like, probably because I'm also sick. Like, it's hard for me to get my words out. But what this whole thing is particularly strange to me, because I spend a lot of my own money and I spend a lot of my own time and I spend so much effort doing something and honing something. Nobody can say, I've actually never one time said I started anything. You cannot find me a singular tweet, proof, anything that I have ever said I started this. That's silly. I'm an artist, and I come from my goal is to constantly reference artists like Kevin Aquan and Danessa and Pat, and how they move with grace and how they move with intention and intentionality. So when I do things, I constantly, I'm aware of what I'm doing, and I'm aware of where I want to take it. And what I don't like is when people try and rush you to do things. You're silly because you didn't patent it. You're silly because you should have said it was your... No, because I'm not given that grace to fully take ownership for anything, because it instantly is met with, well, you didn't start it, or you didn't create it. How dare you? So I've just never even claimed that, right? So that's that aside. The second part of it is, I have had really weird experiences with Patrick. This is not... All my friends know. They can attest for me, because I speak about this to them. The weirdest one recently, because I want to say there's been about 2 or 3. The weirdest one recently was, I was in LA. I get a booking request from the other half of Patrick Tar. So it's not just him. There's another half of him, which is Rimi. I don't want to mispronounce her name. I genuinely don't know how to pronounce it. So she asked to book me. She's messaged me. She's texted me. She's got my number through a hairstylist I just recently done a collab look with. So I've accepted the request. I don't normally accept requests directly to me. My agent handles that. She has asked to book me for a do and go. A do and go means you do it and you leave. There's no in between, right? It's not a one-to-one lesson. It's not a teaching lesson. It's none of that. It's you do it and you leave. She has booked me, and then on the day of the booking, I get a text from my agent. Oh, so-and-so, her name, wants to record you doing the glam. To which I said, no, that doesn't sit right with me. That's not what you're booking me for. That's not what the nature of the job is, you know? So I cancelled that booking, because I found that very strange. Like, why would you want to record me doing my work? No one does that. You can see the kind of people I work with. None of them have ever asked to do that, because it's just not a thing you do. If you want to learn, if you want me to teach you, then that's a different service. So that is conniving. And there's been a lot of conniving. There's a lot of conniving things that happen in the industry, but I will never speak about it, because honestly speaking, I don't care. I am an artist. My driving force is to create and share it. And my end goal is to teach, is to spread my my knowledge. I cannot leave this earth. That is a disservice to God. I cannot leave this earth keep harboring my knowledge. My goal is to spread it. I'm not a gatekeeper. I have timelines for things. I'm getting also sick of that narrative that you gatekeep, you didn't know. Actually, I have intentions to teach and to spread the knowledge. I am within my rights to decide when I do that. Yeah. You don't get to tell me when to do that. I do the work. I spend my own money. I spend thousands of my own money constantly buying new products, testing new products, experimenting. A lot of the time when I post as of late, it's because I bought all these fancy new things that I want to try. And that's my own pocket. Nobody's giving me that for free, you know? So that's what hurts me, is when people come on here, they don't know me, they don't know my work. They don't know how hard I've tried for this. It's already hard being black, being a woman in this industry. You have to genuinely fight twice as hard to get just half of what you deserve, okay? I'm naturally not a boastful person. You cannot find me. Genuinely, I will give, if you can find me where I have said I'm the inventor, I'm the creator, and all these things, please present the proof. And what I will lastly say, I'm genuinely grateful for people that see me. I'm grateful for the videos and the people that are defending me. That I've been crying all day. I'm sick and I'm crying. It's not fair. I'm trying to actually heal my body. I don't need all this stress, okay? What I will lastly say is the timing of things is very convenient. I posted a tutorial with COSAS, and in that tutorial, I said the holy grail, the secret ingredient is using a powder puff. He's also done the same thing, conveniently after. I don't care about the timings. I don't care. My thing is, if that was really the crux of your technique, you would have made a powder puff. You make brushes. It's not hard to make a powder puff, you know? It's very easy, actually. It's the easiest thing to make. If that was really a part of your thing, a part of your a key ingredient in how you do something, he would have been marketed it.
Sorry, I had to cut Esther, but you know, she explained, you know, what she would not allow people to dismiss her impact on trend, as you heard, and how strong it had become associated with her work, you know. And now this is where the conversation became much bigger for many Black people online, especially Black women and Black creators. This situation felt familiar. People argue that Black creators often help shape trends, build audiences around those trends, and then watch larger brands commercialize their ideas without giving proper recognition. And I'm going to pause here because, as you know, a creator that I've discussed this in my Sunday sessions, that, you know, people just take what Black people create and it just goes viral and makes money somewhere else. So whether you agree with that interpretation or not, that's the reason emotions became so intense. To many people, this wasn't just a makeup launch. It represented a much larger conversation about ownership, yeah, and influence, you know, also visibility. So, as criticism grew, Patrick Tarr addressed the situation publicly. He acknowledged Esther's influence and stated that, you know, she had inspired many people within the beauty community. Reports also suggest that his team had hoped to collaborate with Esther at some point during the collection's development. However, for many critics, that response didn't fully resolve the concerns. The conversation continued growing across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit. Then comes Jackie Aina, where she became part of the conversation, is what she's posted. And let us go through that. Sorry, I don't seem to have hair volume, but essentially what she decides to say is that, you know, she she's basically protecting her coin, my view. And sorry for those people that are following her, because Jackie is supposed to be about blackness, really supporting black creators, and she's basically over there supporting Mr. Patrick Tarr. So she's essentially saying, "Hey, leave me out of it. I did the recording somewhat before this whole debacle. I'm just doing my job. So you either like Patrick or you don't." So and here when she's pointing a finger, she's saying, "Yeah, when I'm pointing this finger, I'm telling you all that y'all are basically getting on my last nerve." Okay, it's not verbatim, but go and watch that video on YouTube. Yeah. Anyway, that's her response, basically. Miss Jackie. So yeah, she basically was reviewing Patrick Starr's products that immediately triggered criticism, because many viewers expected her to publicly support Esther, as I said, or directly address the controversy. Instead, Jackie responded, as I saw you in that video, in a way that viewers felt she was being, defensive. That reaction sparked an entirely new debate. Should Jackie have publicly spoken up? Does she have a responsibility to involve herself in every controversy involving Black creators, or are people placing unfair expectations on her simply because of her platform? So we've got Reddit, TikTok, and beauty forums exploded with opinions. Some people argued that Jackie has been hypocritical because she has historically spoken about protecting Black creators while appearing supportive for Patrick Tarr during this controversy. Others defended her and argued that she should not be, expected to publicly intervene every time a controversy happens online. And honestly, that's where the internet seems to be completely divided right now. But what I find interesting in this story was moved. It's really about, well, really what's moved me about this issue is how Patrick managed this whole debacle. We talking about giving someone their flowers where it's needed, and it doesn't take much for a person to do so, right? So I just felt that, yeah, I should have done better, honestly. We're talking about who receives credit when ideas became, profitable. As an African creator myself, I understand why this conversation resonates with so many people across different industry. We've seen situations where, someone builds a style, a concept, or a trend, and later watches larger companies benefit from it in ways that feel unequal. That doesn't automatically mean someone stole an idea, but it does explain why conversations about recognition matter so much. Personally, I think the reason the story exploded is because people are arguing about two completely different things. One side is talking about ownership, the other side is talking about, influence. And those are not always the same thing. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think creators deserve recognition when brands use ideas they help popularize? Do you think Jackie Aina had responsibility to speak differently about this situation? And where do you personally draw the line between inspiration and appropriation? Let me know in your comments. If you have enjoyed today's discussions, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. But please do not forget to help with the algorithm. Like, subscribe, comment to these recordings. It does take a lot of time to put everything for you and for you to enjoy. I thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Actually, I'll see you on Sunday. Take care. Bye.